Hello and welcome to Science and UCAT. In this video, I'll be going over quantitative reasoning. To begin with, we'll go over some quick info followed by a couple example questions. Let's get right into it. We have some quick info here, 36 questions to be done in 24 minutes. That's approximately 40 seconds per question. This part of the UCAT covers a range of numerical abilities and skills. This would have been from GCSE maths time, so it'd be best if you haven't done GCSE maths in quite some time to brush up on this. However, you could say that some of these questions are quite easy. However, there will be some that are quite difficult or could take a little time, so a bit of practice to maybe get faster would be most beneficial. Some of the skills knowledge that you should have are percentages, proportionality, rates and averages. And so let's move on to our first example question, which is proportionality. You can pause the video here, complete the question, read the question, have your answer ready. So we know from the question, based on the survey, they have purchased 377 white vans / minibuses. How many blue buses / coaches will they pre-order? So if we look over here, we can see here that this is the column for van and minibuses. We have a value of 29 here. We know that this should be the same scale all the way across, so all we'd have to do is find out what one value is here, or just what one is, then multiply it by 3 to get the number of blue buses / coaches. So the simplest way to do this is 377 divided by 29. That will give you 13. Then do 13 times 3 because of the blue coaches, buses and coaches here, and this is blue here. So times it by 3, you get 39. However, if you are stressed, you should pay more attention as well and try to slow yourself down. Well, not too much that you take too much time, but a little bit of time and care should be taken, as you could easily mistaken the blue section for 2, or you could easily mistype into your calculator and write 2 in instead of 3, which would give you 26. And obviously, as you are short on time, you wouldn't actually try to check that. But obviously, if you know there's something wrong, then you wouldn't to keep going. You'll try to correct it as fast as possible. But yeah, the examiners put in these filler answers, so these will be basically there. If you've made a small mistake, they'll trick you into thinking that you've got the right answer. So you do watch out for those. And for this question, the answer is C, 39. As you can see here, C39. I do believe my explanation is for it was quite well, but you could, in the comment section down below, ask any questions about it. Here's our next example question, tables. You can pause it here, go through the question, blah blah blah. We could just straight up just go to the question, how many people in the town are younger than 20? We can see 20 to 24, but it says how many people are younger than 20. So we must know at this point that this means 19 or younger. So we'll look here and do 7,400 plus 8,450, add 7,600, add 6,450, and that should give you D, 29,900. However, you have to be careful whilst writing these down into your calculator, as you could potentially mistype one of the values and end up getting C or B. If you're not familiar with these questions, you could have ended up adding 5,450, which could get you E, but if you added that, you would have ended up with 34,450. Through stress, you just press E because it's closest, but you gotta remember that sometimes when you're doing your calculations, you are looking for quite nice values. That or they'll be very, very close to your answers or your options. They won't be like 1,000 or 100 off. They'll be like 0.001 off or something. So let's move on to our answer here. D, 29,900. Like I said, and let's move on again. We have a problem solving question here. You could just quickly read this information or pause here. And so if Charlotte hires an unleaded car from Easy Drive, so that's £30, what will be the total cost of a trip if she hires the car for 1 day? So if she hires the car for 1 day, we know that she got it from Easy Drive and it's unleaded, so we already know £30, right? 200 miles from Manchester to London, so 200 times 0.15 litres per mile gets you 30 litres. You do 30 litres times by your unleaded fuel cost, which is £1.16.9. Well, £1.16, and or you could just write 1.169 in your calculator. So you multiply this by 30, you should end up with around £35 or so, £35.07. And so you do that plus your 30, and you should end up with £65.07. As you can see here, correct answer is A, £65.07. Problem solving 2. Again, pause here, read through the information and have an answer ready. What is the height of the second largest doll? To the nearest millimeter, if the smallest one is just 2 centimeters in height, give your answer in millimeters. See, with this question, it's all about being able to do it precisely and do it quickly, because this is a question you could potentially save some time. However, you do have to multiply the two or your value a number of times before getting the right answer. And so in this, we know the height, length, and width of doll 2 are 25% larger than doll 1. So, and this pattern carries on all the way up to doll 6. We know we have to find the height of the second largest doll, which will be the 5th one. So if we're going from doll 1 to doll 2, and then from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on up to 5, we will be multiplying by 25% or 1.25 4 times in a row. So if we do 2 times 1.25 and then press equals, and then 1.25 again and again and again. Just remember to keep in mind which doll you are on, because it's easy to get lost in this calculation. But if you have already got an answer, you should end up with 4.88 something centimeters, and so the answer wants it to the nearest millimeter, and so the answer is C, 49 millimeters. As you can see here, you can see that some people have gone for this, but they didn't realize that it wanted it in millimeters. And so thank you for watching. Do please subscribe, like and share this video. If you have any questions, comment down below in the comment section. And that's all, folks.